Hi, this is Chris with KimQuiz.net, and I'm going to show you how to create an assignment for your students in the KimQuiz.net dashboard. Now, creating assignments is the whole point of the dashboard because you can take the practice quizzes, which are free for anyone to use, and tweak them with your own settings, your own threshold of a passing score, and assign them to your students to be available at specific times. So let's go ahead and get started here. Make sure you're logged into the dashboard first. You can click on the Create an Assignment button that's right there. You can go to view your existing quiz assignments if you have any, which I haven't created any in this test account yet. You can also click on the list of all available quizzes and pick one from there. So the quizzes are listed here by alphabetical order and with descriptions. And so let's go ahead and go down to the most popular quiz on the site, naming compounds and calculating molar masses. So I'm going to go ahead and create an assignment. Once I click that button, it will bring up the form that allows me to create the new assignment. First, I can give it a custom name, and here you'll see above that is the drop down for picking from all of the quizzes on the site, and as I add new quizzes, they populate this list. So let's say I want to say easy chemical compound names quiz, and I'll go ahead and give it that custom name. I can assign it the quiz to all of my classes, or just my honors chemistry first period class that I created in an earlier video, or I can even go in and assign it to specific students. If I have more than one class, or if I want to assign it to more than one student, I can just check those boxes. You can assign up to 100 questions per quiz. That's a lot, but you can do that. Normally, I recommend somewhere between 10 and 20, but that's totally up to you. And then the completion threshold is just a way for you to keep track of if a student has met what you think is the minimum requirement on that quiz. So if you want them to get all 10 correct, then you can put 10 in there. If you think, maybe 80% is good enough, you can put 8 there. If you don't want to have a completion threshold, you don't have to do that at all, and you can just leave that blank. The assignment will become available when you fill out this date and time row. You don't have to do this. If you do not set a date and time, then the quiz will be immediately available for students to complete. If you turn on email notifications, they'll be notified immediately. If you think, I like to schedule things in advance, and I'm going to schedule this for tomorrow at 8 a.m., then you can go ahead and fill out that date and time. You can also set a due date. That is when students will know they need to complete that assignment by. So maybe I want them to take it Thursday morning, but I want them to be done with this by Friday, no later than, let's say, 3 p.m. in the afternoon. And it does correlate to your school's time zone. Since I am in Ohio recording this, my time zone is the same as New York State. The assignment can lock after your due date. That way students know they have to complete it by that time. You can allow multiple attempts. Let's say I have 10 questions and there's a threshold of 8 and a student gets a 7. I can encourage them to retake it by allowing multiple attempts. You don't have to do that, of course. You can notify students via email that the quiz has been assigned. This will be based on the availability date and time that you put in, or if you do not put in a date and time, they will get that email immediately. If you would like, you can receive an email whenever a student has completed an assignment, or you can get a daily summary of all of the results, or you can get one every Saturday morning at 4 a.m. if you'd prefer. These additional instructions that you would give to students would go on the top of the quiz. So when they go to this quiz that I've created on naming chemical compounds, and it's an easy one, I might want to give them some advice like, remember, you don't need to use Roman numerals with these compounds, because I'm going to pick those without them. Teacher notes, these are for myself, so the people can't see them. So I might say, like, this is the first naming quiz in first quarter, and nobody else is going to see that but me. Those are just notes to myself. And once I set this to be active, now remember, it will not be available to students. They will not be able to see that until this date has passed. But once I set it to active, then it is ready to go, and students can take that once the availability date has arrived. So I'm going to click Save and select additional quiz options. And these options are specific to the chemical compound naming quiz. So I can say I want to do names and formulas, or I can choose molar mass or both. Since this is just a naming compounds quiz, I'm just going to leave it there. I can pick different compound types. So like I said before, they don't need to use Roman numerals. So I'm going to stick with fixed charge monatomic ions like aluminum, which is always a +3 ion. And so you can pick those specific settings right there. I can have it start with giving them chemical formulas, and then they will answer with names, or I can do the opposite or mix and match. And I can, in some quizzes, do fill in the blank or multiple choice. Other quizzes allow you to simplify the numbers that are given in case you're doing math. There's a lot of different options that are based on the quiz. Obviously, in this case, we wouldn't be dealing with simplifying numbers because we're talking about chemical compound names. So I'm going to go ahead and save the quiz. And so when the assignment availability date comes along, in this case would be August 5th, 2021 at 8 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, then the students will see that show up when they're logged into the dashboard, and then I will start to be able to get results from that. If you would like to have your students complete this by just sending them a web address, you can send them the short link. And then in the case of the naming compounds quiz, it's chemquiz.net/NAM. Every quiz has a 3-letter code, by the way. You can also put up this QR code. And so this QR code will allow you to see, you can share that with students and they can go directly to the quiz. So that's how you create an assignment in the chemquiz.net dashboard. You can also go back and edit and delete using these actions over here. You can also do the same with the bulk action menu, including archiving assignments, so they'll just go away from the list. You can delete them entirely. You can just deactivate them if you want. And then students cannot see or take inactive quizzes. So just like everything else, this is documented in the help section of the site. If you click on help, it will take you to the documentation, and you can see here is the area, the section that is all about assigning quizzes, sharing them with students, modifying or deleting those assignments. If you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to email me at chris@chemquiz.net, or you can fill out the contact form, the link to which is at the bottom of every webpage on the site, and I will be happy to help you. Thanks so much for watching, and thank you for using chemquiz.net.